Hello there and welcome back again everyone. We are almost done with the ship, and while I still wish I could think of a way to fix up this front, I think it's time to make this thing look like a Kryklon ship. And what we need to do is quickly go over and see what made the other ships a little bit stand out. The first thing, of course, that comes to mind is the sharp, what am I saying? The design of the wings, basically. Wings with a little bit of like a fishiness, a curve to them there, sleekness, which is pretty much prevalent with, where's the bandit? With these sharp talon-like wings, basically. They stand out for a lot of these ships. Hell, my Trespasser has them, the Bandit and Raider has them. My Roamer conveniently does not have it, but it also stands out a little bit from in comparison to the other ships, if I were to be honest. Let's see. The Forerunner has wings. Even my colony ship has wings. A lot of them have wings there. They're all not exactly the same wings, and hell, even the Banish has wings, but they are quite differently. They are quite stylish, so I was thinking maybe going with something like with what I had with the Banish. What is it? The Raider and the Bandits? But if possible, I would like to try something like what I have here, if that's at all possible. Only downside is I can't, unless I want to cover up that entire light section, I think I need to put it on the bottom, unless I go with like 4 wings, which may be a little bit unnecessary. So we're going to try and recreate, to an extent, the Banish's wings. Although I should have checked to see what kind of components those actually are. That might help a little bit. Because yeah, the only 2 ships that don't really feel like Kryklon or Eztrak ships, I can't believe I call them Kryklons, is the Predator, which is really bulky and really Terran-like, and the Harasser, which of course is like no effort at all. So I think that ship is due for some refinement. Now, my Banish, what the hell did I have for these components? It has just standard, like, okay, I think I understand what it is now. Hopefully that got me the intel I needed. Because we're going to put these wings on. Hopefully it'll be the last actual drastic change I need, aside for, again, somehow fixing the cockpit area. And now I gotta actually find that component. Which is, I think it's up on the huge scale area. I think I know what I'm looking for, I just don't know where to find it. Let's see, where is it? I know it's around somewhere. I don't think it's this one, because that has a lane on it. Come on, where is it? I know it's around somewhere. Because it can't be possibly this component, right? Or can I get away with that component? I don't like the lighting if I were to go with that component. Especially since it's going to be upside down, sideways and everything, so it doesn't really fit the best. This is going to be fun. This is an amazing start to this video. Ah, there it is, I found it. Nobody panic, I think I found it. I told you I knew what I was looking for. Now, how do we do this? Do I just make it bigger, or do I invert it this way and have that bigger portion actually be what's sticking out? Do I have it sticking this way? Oops. It helps if I don't accidentally alter 2 axes at the same time there. See, if that's what I want to do, stretch it out, is because technically this no longer makes it like the Banish does it now. But I'm kind of okay with that. We want to make it different. We want to make it a little more unique than that if we can possibly do that. Because I managed to do it with my Raider and my Bandits, using basically the same kind of wing components, but have a different look. So can we do it with this? I'm not sure. We'll find out though. Just gotta make it stretch out a bit, and then we'll add more to it. And of course, because it's highlighted so much, it's tricky to tell how it works. So that's the first component. The other key component for this was like that cockpit-like area I've been using quite a lot in the front. So where was that component again? Ooh, actually, okay, I was wondering maybe this could be a bit longer, but instead this looks like some kind of connection point, which might be okay. It'll require a little bit of rescaling though, and stretching a little. Oh, that's the wrong kind of stretching. Wrong kind of stretching. Let's see, I want to make it longer. Possibly make it narrower, so that way it can flushly connect with that component and see if that actually works well together or not. Let's see. It doesn't look all that appealing, does it, with narrow like that, so maybe not the best idea that I ever came up with. Because, yeah, it doesn't really add a whole lot there. Unless I do it sideways, actually. Unless I do it sideways, let's see. I rotate and somehow fill out the spots that I'm not liking there. Like, there's going to be some lighting on the front and there's a little bit that in the back there not really fond of. So we'll try it this way, because this already has better potential. Once I get my damn axes right. Maybe using the gizmos is useful for this purpose. It's going to be a problem because the gizmos are not exactly pointing the right direction for me. So there's that. Yeah, see, does that seriously look like left and right to you? Up and down? It doesn't quite look like it. Let's see. A little bit more. And do I want it flush? How do I want to connect is the real question. I honestly don't know. I almost kind of contemplating adding this to the actual wing, the actual central body, to be honest, to an extent, and make it a little bit longer as a result. Well, that's not longer, so make it longer like that. Add a little bit more, then add some thickness. They'll add some bulk to the wings, and then that component inside actually makes a good connection point. So there is that, at least. Probably taking up needless time, but I'm also gonna have to rotate this a tiny bit. Let's see, that's 15 degrees. Let's see if 15 degrees, well, that's the wrong rotation, so that's helpful. Well, this is very helpful, because neither of those axes want to work properly. So I'm left wondering if that works or not. Yeah, because now it's off angle, so never mind that thought. That may have been a stupid idea to try and do that. I'm guessing I'm going to have faith this actually works. Then we'll get the right textures again. Although I think I like it better with the silver. And how do we add on to this? Because obviously I think, even though I want to try to avoid to some extent, this will help some, add some cosmetic, but how much do I want these wings to stick out is the big question. I want these to be a lot more muted, a lot less noticeable. Because I don't think, these aren't alone going to do it. And I kind of need to flatten it a good amount to kind of keep it straight. Because it's really easy to just stick this out, but the texture is going to be really weird. And not to mention it doesn't fill out very well, so I could use this as like a blade component. I gotta say though, it fills out nicely to an extent in the back, if I were to get scaled properly. So there is that. I like in the back, not so much in the front. So is there a way I can just get rid of the blade portion altogether and just keep the engine? Possibly. I don't even know what happened to the engine. I thought these wings had like engine components on them. Or is this the wrong type of wing? I thought for sure there were engines on this thing. That's weird. I could have sworn there was, unless there's actually another component that does that. Maybe I'm going crazy. I thought there was. Because I remember strictly there being a bunch of engines before on my Banished, or not the Banished, but the Trespasser. So now I'm really paranoid, because I would have liked to keep these as an engine for the engine's sake. But since they are not there, that seems kind of pointless. What the hell am I even talking about, I wonder? I'm just losing it now. So, where the hell was I? Trying to add some form to this wing. So we're going to have to experiment a little bit, because I don't know. I would like the wings to be stand out and kind of emphasize the point I just don't want to rehash the same kind of wing. Hell, if I really want to, I could just put a second component on here, but that wouldn't look very good. Just attached to the front, so... Here's what I was thinking of. Problem is that lighting. First initial problem, I don't want the lighting if I can help it. Actually, those aren't too bad. Those actually don't look too bad. Again, lighting is the big problem. I do not want the lighting in any way. If there's a way I can get rid of the lighting, I will happily do it. For the sake of the ship design, I will sacrifice the lighting. This I will swear upon. Now, how do I fit it in, though? Because I can fit in there and then just fit this curve to form, so that way it doesn't look like... Get that awkward setup where it has to kind of... Where it doesn't seem like a complete component. Because again, that curve out there does stick out a little bit. I don't even know what I said there. I just don't like the front portion where it slopes out. It doesn't seem like a singular piece as a result. And that's not quite fleshed out, but I'm kind of okay. Sadly, it's a little bit narrow, isn't it? It's a little bit narrow. Can I fix that to some extent without ruining it a whole lot? Because if it could fit the form up there, that would be good. Oops. Wine unnecessarily. And that should help complete the wing a little bit. They are kind of small, aren't they? They're pretty small. That's my big complaint. They look like good blaster cannons, though. If anything, I could put railguns on that and make it look menacing, if nothing else. They don't really serve very well as wings. I'm starting to have second guess this. Ooh, but I have another idea. Let me try something a little more drastic. I think I have an idea where I want to put this. See this little bald spot here? If possible, I might try to fit it there. It might be way too big, but I'm willing to try it and see if that changes the dynamic a little bit. Of course, everything's angled, so I need to play with that some. But could that work for me? It's to some extent. Could that work? It's going to ruin a lot of lighting, though. I will point this out now. But at least I would be more okay with the lighting on this ship, this wing. Because it doesn't look like it doesn't look as obtrusive. As jarring. Whatever the proper word is. Now, a little bit more. Do I have it just straight connect? That's not too shabby. That's a little bit better. They're no longer wings anymore, and I still need to rotate it to an extent. So the rotation is not perfect. The question is why. Is that the rotation I want? It's still not even perfect because it's 39.9, so I don't think that's what I want. So, that looks better. It looks more Eztrak-y, if nothing else. I would like to throw in more wings, but I think it's safe to say these are no longer wings, are they? We just need to add a little bit more cosmetic and make sure this component is placed properly to my liking. So, it begs the question, is it centered? I don't think it is. So bear with me a moment as I try to place it properly. Okay, I think that's somewhat centered. I feel bad for the people looking out the window there. Or do I consider sticking it out some? Let me just keep an eye on the scaling. That's the wrong scaling for one. Oh, can I actually scale this and it doesn't affect anything? That's like weird. Normally, when I have things connected to it, it moves everything else, so I don't know why it's deciding not to do that, not to cooperate. So that's amusing. Nonetheless, we're gonna have to fill out this back portion a little bit. With what, I'm not sure. Ooh, maybe. What I could do is use this, assemble this sideways, maybe? Once I get inverted. And try putting that in place. Maybe that could do it. I don't know how well it's gonna look, but I'm interested to see if that will do it by itself. Little tiny thrusters. Just connecting into the back there. Get to fit the form. Doesn't really cover the lighting issue there I have so much. But fit it there. I don't know in what way I want to fill it. Does it get narrower? Does it get wider? I'm not sure yet. And then I can make it longer if necessary. That fits in there decently. Still a question if I want to invert it the other way, like that. Because it's not quite perfect. And again, I still... Those square lines in the middle, a little intrusive, so I want to say I want to make it longer. If only a little bit, maybe that helps. And of course, the only other thing is it's too narrow. But hell, we got big, massive engines here for like the main propulsion. I don't think we need much more, aside from maybe stabilizers. It's the only thing I could think of there. Now, is there anything I can add? Because this looks more like a command center now than my actual command center, I gotta say. I don't know if I'm liking that, to be perfectly honest. I was thinking of maybe adding something to like to the weapon components. But like I said before, it looks more like a weapon. It looks more like a command center rather than the actual command center does, so maybe not a good idea. Let's try and play with it though. Cause yeah, the lane is going to be a bit problematic. But since this looks like a weapon component, maybe I can get away with it. Maybe I can get away with it. It'll be good. It'll be a good spot for all the Duranium drivers that I've been utilizing. Cause hell, my Banish has it. This will have it. Duranium drivers some form. I wonder if I can make it work without intruding lights. Without too many of the intruding lights. I'm not sure. Again, lane's a bit of a problem. I can mute some of it easily enough, and that helps. Ooh, maybe I can get that almost flush with the prongs itself if I make it a little bit thicker. So if that mutes some of the lights, that looks a little more reasonable, if only a little bit. Now, can I get one more on the bottom? One more component like that without it being too much of an eyesore. Let's find out, shall we? And then we'll have ourselves an operational death weapon. Sadly, again, all my weapons are still like the tier 1, the most basic type of weaponry, so it's not as intimidating as I'm making it sound. So ignore everything I say about Doomsday Weapon from here on out. It's really just a pea shooter. Nothing exciting at all. Let me get my measurements or scaling right. 66, 112, 103. Can I remember that? Probably not. 66, 112 was it? I can't remember. I already can't remember. Oh, I had it the other way around, damn it. It was 13 and 112. I had it, but I had it backwards. Go figure. Go me. Go me for figuring that out. Now offset it. Tiny bit, and we got ourselves a weapon of sorts. We just need the actual weapon in there now. And that's not too shabby. I was hoping for wings. I got myself a big cannon. Sort of. I don't know what you think. Maybe it's not menacing enough. I feel bad for the people trying to watch. Look outside the viewport right now. But it's a weapon. So we're making progress a little bit. I still need to get some wings. I would like some proper wings. But as it stands, that's not too bad. I just want to point that out. And I almost want to change the skin on this now because... yeah, because the wings are there, that's not too bad anymore. Still a couple rough spots like I mentioned before, but we got a nice consistent flow, consistent theme. Now, again, I need an actual wing of some kind. I'm just not Do I just go the easy route? Just put this talent on here. I don't know what happened to the engines again. Oh, there it is. I was talking about how I was wondering where the hell the engines were, and apparently there was a wing component with engines. For some reason there's two of them, and I just am now realizing that. And of course that looks awful if I were to even make it bigger. Unless I put it here. I don't know how that's gonna look, to be honest. That's probably gonna look pretty awful, but the idea is maybe I'll cover up the lane to an extent. Yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty bad because it's gonna cover up most of that. This is a dumb idea. I'm pointing out right now. Pay no attention to the ramblings of this madman. But, can it cover up the lane? Yeah, it can cover up the lane. It just needs to be positioned a little bit properly, and we'll see how it is. So, moving forward, we'll see. This is probably stupid. That helps some. I can do what I did with the trespass actually and rotate outwards so it's not as intrusive to the cannon. Maybe that's what I could do. Now, is that what I want though? Ooh, maybe I can make them like giant pincer, a little... I don't know if that's ideal or not though, but just the fact it's like a lance or something seems menacing enough as it is. It's a weapon of it's more of an intimidation weapon rather than anything else. And to be honest, it doesn't really intrude with the railgun all that much here. I think I'm okay with it. Is this the final form I want to take? I'm not sure. Because I don't want to put it on the front, that just makes it look a little bit ridiculous. Now that looks menacing. It's a little bit too small and it doesn't cover over the lane anymore, which was originally what I wanted. Maybe that's not as bad thing anymore because, again, it's not sloped and slanted like it was before in the back early at the start of this video. So, do I just continue to make it thicker? I can continue to make it thicker and it won't really stretch much texture so much. It's just the engines in the back might start poking out, which I don't think I want. But I can move it forward easily enough. That's not a big problem. Hell, making it longer might help make it more menacing. A little bit. Oh, never mind. It's starting to intrude with the railgun, so maybe I change the set axis some. I'm not sure anymore. I think we're getting somewhere good, though, out of this. Because, again, it doesn't intrude with the railgun. I almost want to say I would like something else to add on to there. And it's not quite perfectly centered, so can I fix that? Can I lower it down there? That's a little more centered, so that helps with the sleekness a bit. If there was a way to make it thick enough to fill out this region, ooh, maybe there is a way. I just need another component to do that first. Because I see exactly how this can fit. Whether it enhances the blade or not is a different story. That still remains to be seen. I think I need to infer it. Do I? No, actually, that's good. Just gotta rotate it properly and see again if this enhances the blade or not. Because it's ultimately a question of, do I want to stick it out to be noticeable or just to fill in the space? So I'm not quite certain. But I think I'll need to make it narrower, again, to help fill out. Does that help with the blade? It could. Maybe if I stretch it out some. Just bear with me, folks. This ship will get done someday. Just not today, I feel like. Hate to be a bearer of bad news, but I think today's not our lucky day to actually arm this thing. But man, is it starting to look intimidating right now. Just from adding this one little wing component. We just gotta make sure this thing's not gonna break after the first thing it hits. And just to mention, I've been playing Battlefleet Gothic there before, like the open beta. What is it? Not open beta, but benefiting from that. And With the amount of ramming that's involved in that game, this feels appropriate for me. Maybe that's where a lot of the Eztrak ships have been inspired from. Maybe that's where I'm getting my inspiration. I like it. And it fits well with the back there, even though that's a little more bulkier. I just wish I could make it a little more thicker is the only regret.